but my show has so much evolved since years ago because now my whole family's in it. My son, who's 23 years old, he was just put in the top 5 comedians in Branson. He is hilarious. He's like a Jim Carrey.
Oh, really?
Is what he's like.
I'll have to
on
see
my
him.
show. He's very funny, very physical. His comedy's different than what you're going to see in Branson.
Right.
He's real visual. People watch him.
And they like that in Branson.
Yeah. So he's very animated and that kind of thing. And then my wife does anywhere. She does Shania Twain, Little Big Town. My daughter does Taylor Swift style. So we've really evolved the show. And my son, who drums for us, won Drum of the Year 3 years in a row. He's an amazing drummer. He's 27. He's the oldest.
Right.
And him and his wife, we're going to be grandparents coming up. Yeah, we're pretty excited.
When is that?
January 5th is when we're
that's not too long from
I know.
Now.
We're very, very excited about that, and that'll be our first grandbaby. And of course, the baby will probably be in the show.
I was going to say, what character, what artist are they going
to I don't know, but we'll definitely show we're just a family show, but we do it. I have some of the best musicians in town. Dino Strunk on the guitar, JT Lynn on piano, Scott Lancaster on bass, and of course my son drums, and so it's a big variety show, and we try to do a little bit of everything and cover all age groups.
I like that you do the Taylor Swift, and all that, Shake It Up and all that sort of stuff. So
people love that. I mean, particularly the young kids that come to town.
Oh yeah, I have twins.
You do?
Yeah, I do. Wow. And we talk about them a lot on here. And they love to sing. Well, my daughter loves to sing. And I say the two of them are my personality. She is very outgoing and funny and loud. And that's me on stage. And my son is very reserved and just sits there, but then will do something that you won't expect. And,
right.
They're very tiny, but she shocked us one day. We were in the car, and they always just listen to the radio, and we can hear them. And one day, she just sang the entire Taylor Swift song, even the rap part.
Oh, my God.
About the
See, they listen and they know.
Oh, yes.
They can pick up kids are really fast.
Yeah. So we did a funny little thing. Here, I filmed her and recorded the music, but then did it on a separate track, so we could take it out, and you can just hear her lyrics the whole time and the words she thinks they're saying. So she would go nuts.
Now, how old's your daughter?
They're almost 3. In January, they turn 3.
That's perfect age.
but the two of them, he stands there with the microphone, and she's the dancer and stuff, and it's pretty funny.
That's how I started. People ask me, my mom tells me this. When I was 3, I'd climb up on the coffee table, and I'd use a jump rope for a microphone. And back then, I was mimicking, because my mom would play Tom Jones and Engelbert Humperdinck, and I would be mimicking those records at 3 years old on the coffee table.
Yeah, for all your little friends.
Yeah. So I started at a very young age. Then I started on the guitar at around age 10. I do play the only guitar in the world made from a 1969 Thunderbird muffler.
I saw that. And is that? Don't you have one of them in the Ripley's?
Yeah, I do. One's in Ripley's, and then the College of the Ozarks recently asked me for another replica of my muffler. They're going to place out at the college.
Oh wow, at their museum that they have there.
Ralph Foster Museum.
Yeah, right.
So I'm pretty honored about
in the world did you come up with that idea?
Well, my dad did, actually. Years ago, I had a band in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. That's where I'm originally from, called the New Relations, and we would have these meetings, basically, every month saying, okay, how are we going to draw attention to our career? And my dad owned a Midas Muffler franchise at that time, and we all, at one of our meetings, just said, hey, well, let's make a guitar out of a muffler. And then we all laughed it off, and Dad got to thinking about it and went and did it.
Oh, really?
And my dad knew nothing about how to make a guitar. My dad's not musically inclined at all. And when he made this first muffler guitar, by the way, is the one I still play on the show, even the music store said, have you done this before? And he said, no. And they said the bridge and everything was perfectly put on there.
Right.
And so we call it a miracle of the Lord, because the thing works,
And it works, and you've been using it for
I've been using it for, so it's from the 70s, and I'm still playing that original one in my show.
So he brings this home after you guys have kind of joked around about it, and
man, it worked.
Or did you have any idea he was making it? Or
no, when he finally brought it home and he wanted to test it out, see if it'd work, and I was a little bit scared to try because I was worried I was going to get electrocuted or something with the metal and stuff, and but it ended up working, and just so you know, that muffler guitar, it got me more national publicity than you can imagine. I was in over 6,000 newspapers worldwide, not just in the United States, worldwide. Also, People Magazine, Hot Rod Magazine. I was on Crick and Chase show.
Oh yeah, because you can cross. I mean, that's something car related. That's music related.
It got
Brilliant.
me so much publicity in my career. That was in my early days, but I still bring it on the show here in Branson and tell the little story of it. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Now I remember when you did it, and I thought it was hysterical.
Oh yeah.
And then when you played it, I was like, wait a minute, it actually worked.
It actually worked. And this year, and I don't want to give the surprise away too much, but my band all made their own car part instruments.
That's
so
awesome.
we all play it together now.
I was going to say you should have the little grandbaby come out with a little carburetor.
Yeah. That's a good idea. But no, we all play a thing. We all do a little bit of dueling banjos, actually.
And dueling mufflers.
Yeah, dueling we call it Muftars. But anyway, it's going really, really well. And my band made their instruments by themselves, and they worked on them for a year.
Right.
And they surprised me with them.
And that's going in the show next year?
Well, it's in now, and it remains because it's such a popular thing.
That's
now.
awesome.
So.
And what is your typical season? When do you come back? Because we're at the end of the year when we're recording this, but we're going to play this again in the spring. And so when do you actually start shows?
Well, I start in Branson usually in March because I tour all around the United States in January and February. I'll be in Louisiana, Florida, Michigan. I'm all over.
All in the Mufftar around.
Yeah, all in the Mufftar.
Must be exhausting.
Oh, that's a good one. That's one of my lines. It's too exhausting to play. But then we start back in Branson, and each year we change our show up all the time because we get such good repeat business that I want people to see something fresh, new.
Right.
So I'll usually change about 90% of my show. We keep the favorites in. I play Malagueña, which is a Spanish song I play on a guitar.
Right.
I cannot do a show and not sing Unchained Melody. I've just sort of gotten known for it, so I sing songs like that.